Every holiday or season seems to have its symbol. We have jack-o'-lanterns for Halloween and hearts for Valentine's Day. And for the harvest season, or the season of plenty, we have the horn of plenty, or the cornucopia. Now, I always thought these big horns with lots of things spilling out of them were pretty neat, and wanted one, but thought they were a little bit too complicated to make until I came up with an idea that's really easy to put together and doesn't take much time. And it starts with some unlikely materials, like chicken wire, some grapevine, and moss. I started by cutting a 2-foot by 2-foot piece of 1-inch mesh chicken wire. Then I rolled it diagonally from one corner to the other, creating a cone. To hold it together, I bent the ends of the wire into the body and curved the closed end into the classic cornucopia shape. For the open end, I just rolled back the edges to form a lip. I made the opening large enough to hold an 8-inch container. Now, since this is going to be a door hanging, I wanted to make sure that the container was lightweight and waterproof, so I chose a paper mache liner. Now, with the frame made, I'm ready to cover it. I'm using sheet moss and attaching it with hot glue, and I found that smaller pieces of moss are easier to handle. As a final touch, I wrap the entire horn in grapevine. This gives it a nice accent and helps to secure the moss. And I just use some hairspray to keep the moss from shattering. Now I'm ready to really get creative and fill this with all sorts of things that symbolize the harvest season, like dried fruits and vegetables, as well as living things like kale, mums, and ivy. This particular cornucopia is going to be a door hanging, but before I fill it, to give myself maximum flexibility, I'm using a waterproof paper mache liner. So later, if I want to use fresh flowers in here, it's not a problem. But in this case, I'm using dried materials, so it's really not necessary. And for the living things, I'll put them in little plastic bags. Let's get started. I begin by placing floral foam in the container, and I push it toward the back to leave room in the front for other things. Then I secure it with floral tape. I build the arrangement from the back toward the front, using tall spiky things like silver and Russian sage. For the larger living things, I moisten the roots, slip them in a plastic bag. This will help them last longer, and they'll fit easier into the arrangement. Now I've filled in with gourds, corn, dried flowers, and ivy across the front to cascade. Now it's ready to hang on the front door. It'll be fresh and beautiful until I'm ready to hang that Christmas wreath. From the garden, I'm Alan Smith.